Now it's recording. Cool. Hey Beatle people, what's up? Hey guys, my name is Mary and this is my first video. I have no material. I just literally turned on the camera, said, here we go, 1, 2, 3. I've been wanting to make a video for a really long time, but I just didn't know what about. Obviously, I want to make something about something I'm really passionate about, something I really care about, all that good stuff. And something I'm really passionate about and really care about is the Beatles. The Beatles, yes, the Beatles. They are my pride and my joy and my everything, and for going on 11 years now, this upcoming summer, so it's the winter, so 10.5 years, they have been my everything. Everything. I can't even tell you how much Beatles stuff I have or have had in my life. I've had things that I've passed on. T-shirts that I grew out of, CDs I've given to people because I've gotten, like, I have just about 3, I know I have at least 2 copies of every single CD and at least 1 version of every album on vinyl. Yeah. I'm proud of my obsession. Not ashamed. I guess I could tell you my Beatles story instead of just telling you how much I love them, because I'm sure you understand. My Beatles story. Here goes. It started when I was about 13 years old, and I was a punk kind of kid, skater wannabe, all black everything, studs, the little jelly bracelets. At the time, Good Charlotte was like the shit. And I was really dark. I was a dark kid. Didn't have any group of friends that I really fit into. I was kind of wanting to be like everyone else instead of being myself. So fast forward, I lived in Alabama at the time, and I was on vacation in Buffalo, New York, which I live about an hour away from there now. And foreshadowing. I was in my uncle's car, and at the time I just had a CD player because iPods weren't a thing. I had a CD player and 1 CD with me. Just 1. Yeah, I'm apparently so I had the 1 CD to listen to on the plane, on all the drives, when I was bored, all that. And I got tired of it. And I was in my uncle's car, convertible. I was in the back seat, and it gets loud back there, and you can't hear what's going on in the front seat. So I noticed he had a CD case sitting on the seat next to me. So I was flipping through it. It was all Elvis at the time. I fucking hated Elvis. Why? He didn't wear eyeliner. Just kidding. I don't know why. It just wasn't my scene. So then I noticed there was a CD in there that looked really familiar to me. It was the Beatles 1 CD, you know, the red one with the yellow one on it, and I remember seeing a commercial for it when it had just come out. So I was like, okay, I remember seeing a commercial for this, I'm gonna throw it in my CD player and I'm gonna listen to. Number 1 came on, Love Me Do, harmonicas, hated it. Number 2, Please Please Me, hated it. Oh my god, this is the worst CD ever. So I skipped all the way to the end, and it was like the Ballad of John and Yoko, Let It Be, The Long and Winding Road. Hated it. So I said, okay, CD, I'm gonna give you 1 more chance. I skipped to number 16, and immediately I fell in love. Ah, look at all the lovely people. It was dark, it was sad, and it was a lonely song, and I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. So I played that song on repeat the whole time on vacation. I was talking about that song, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I didn't know the title of the song, but when I got home, I remember that my dad had a Beatles CD, so I went for it, I looked for it, I found it, and it was the Red Album. And I remember just thinking the title of the song was All the Lonely People. That makes sense. And then I saw Eleanor Rigby on there and I was like, oh my god, there it is! I listened to that song so much and I felt a sense of relief because I didn't have a time limit on how long I could listen to that song. So then I started listening to the other songs and giving them a chance. And I started to like them. And side note, my mother listens to like pure oldie stations. So I grew up on oldie stations. I was familiar with the Beatles, but I wasn't like, I didn't pay attention. So I started to like research them on my dial-up internet. And I thought they were the ugliest things. I thought they were so ugly and like, I was like, what am I doing? And over time, I really started to like them, appreciate them, fall in love with them, and soon become obsessed with them. I thought they were the most precious things. So when I got to school the next school year, because that was during the summer, it didn't take long for my identity to become the Beatles girl. I was the Beatles girl. If no one knew me, they knew me as the Beatles girl. I was truly obsessed, and a little part of me was a little bit embarrassed to like listen to them because they were so old and it wasn't like trendy to listen to them yet. But then I was like, you know what, screw you, I shouldn't be embarrassed about the music I listen to. So over time, I just became an expert, I guess. I don't know. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland a couple years later, and I remember I was strictly looking for Beatles things. I didn't care about the Jimi Hendrix exhibits. I didn't care about the Eric Clapton stuff. All I wanted was to see the Beatles, and I did, and I cried. The next year, I went again, and in that, and I looked at every single exhibit, and I knew about, excuse me, I knew about the Jimi Hendrix stuff, about the Doors, about the Who, all the Michael Jackson, all these things, because in that year, the Beatles really opened my mind up to all kinds of music. Because of the Beatles, I really got into like world music. I saw Ravi Shankar and Anushka Shankar in concert when I was 17, I think. And it's because of the Beatles. I discovered them and I fell in love. And I've been to so many concerts since. I've seen Eric Clapton twice. I've seen The Who. I've seen Heart. I've seen B.B. King. I've seen Don McLean. I've seen Paul McCartney 4 times. I've seen Ringo once. And what? And I owe all of that to the Beatles. They gave me an identity. They made me realize how much I really love music, and music is my passion. If I'm not listening to music, I'm lost. And they really helped me identify what I think my life is all about. And so the love for them is more than just a love for them. It's a gratitude, I guess. And I owe them the biggest thank you, because I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I'm 23, going on 24, and I'm pretty sure my life would be a lot different if I never got into them. Pretty sure I would have paid attention in school. I'm pretty sure I went to college, but I didn't. I didn't. But I'm living on my own, 900 miles away from home, and I think it's because of the Beatles, because I didn't want to be fake. And for me, going to college was fake because I didn't want to go. I wasn't gonna go for no reason. Now I'm just rambling. But it wasn't for me. And here I am, doing fine. This isn't a don't go to college, it'll ruin your life speech. I'm not saying that. I probably should have gone to college, and a part of me wishes I would have. Sometimes, but here I am. But that's my Beatles story in a nutshell. It gets much bigger than that, but that's my Beatles story. I'd love to make more videos. I really would. I'd love to show you my vinyl collection, I don't know, share a Beatles story, or I don't know, do a Beatles challenge. I just saw one that that Beatle girl did. I was looking stuff up. I think and it was the Beatles alphabet challenge. I think I might do that because it looked like fun. I'm gonna sign off. I have to go to work, well, in like 2 hours. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. I'd love to hear your Beatles story. If anyone's watching, I feel like I'm just talking to myself, but leave a comment below what you'd like to see or hear next, or tell me I really suck at this and don't do it again. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah.